everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
Put a finger down if your aunt rented you a house because she was moving out and you were pregnant with your second child, living in a one-bedroom apartment. So in order to save money so that you could buy your own house, she rented you a three-bedroom house for way below market value rent. And you lived there for the next 13 years, but instead of saving money like you were supposed to, you spent that money on designer dupe bags and trendy Starbucks cups and Stanleys and trendy Lululemon and whatever else. So when she finally asked you to move out 13 years later, you left the house completely trashed with holes in the doors, holes in the walls, dirt, fingerprints, shoe prints on the ceilings, so much dirt in the window sill that you can't even open the window, grease piled up on the kitchen cabinets. You could fry a turkey with the grease on the kitchen cabinets, leaks in all of the faucets, black mold in the bathroom, leaks on the ceiling or like stains from leaks on the ceiling. Put a finger down if you were called out for all of this in the family group chat, and instead of addressing it or even trying to pay your aunt back, you completely ignored it and you gave the keys to your cousin, which is her daughter, instead of handing them over to the person that you had this business deal with. And then you haven't talked to your aunt. It's been about 3 months. You still haven't talked to your aunt, and you randomly send your cousin, her daughter, $600 instead of paying your aunt back for the upwards of $40,000 that she had to spend repairing the damages that you did to her house in order to get the property back to livable conditions. I can't put my finger down, but somebody can. My cousin still hasn't said anything to my mom or me. She hasn't said anything to anybody, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys more details. And in case you were wondering, I do not plan on shutting up until she calls my mom. As I'm telling the story, there is some information that I'm going to leave out just because it is super personal. And, you know, I don't want to really air nobody's business out. However, come next week, like the longer this goes on, the more details I will divulge. I don't really care. I'm still being a little bit nice, but just know I don't give a. So let's start. So I am going to try to tell this as quick as I can, and I guarantee you there's going to be a part 2 because it's just a lot of information, but I'm going to take y'all all the way back. We're going to go from the beginning. Okay, so 2011, my mom is getting a house far away, at least 50 miles away with her husband. At the time, my cousin was living in my grandma's Section 8 apartment because she died, and my aunt was like, or my aunt and my mom were like, okay, live in this Section 8 apartment until y'all can, you know, get back on your feet. Her husband had actually just lost his job because I think at his job, a lady spit on him and he punched her in the face and he got fired. Shortly after that, my mom buys a house far, far away, and she's like, okay, the house that she had, either she was going to sell it or rent it out to strangers. My aunt, my cousin's mother, my aunt, was like, well, it would be better to rent it out to family. Like, at least you'll know that it'll be in good hands. Part of the agreement when my mom was renting the house to my cousin was she was going to pay well below market value rent in exchange for keeping the house in good condition. Imagine the rent is supposed to be $2,800. My cousin was paying $2,200 in exchange for you do all of the repairs or anything that needs to go on around the house. That's on you. That was an agreement. That was in writing. That was what they agreed upon. In addition to her paying below market rent, my mom was also compensating for HOA fees. She didn't pay HOA fees, and my mom paid the water. So a portion of your rent, your HOA fees, and your water. You did not pay for water. Now, I know if you guys remember from the last video, I was saying that there was leaks in all these faucets, right? Yeah, so when you're not paying for the water, there's no consequence. You don't care if the stuff is leaking, you just let it leak, right? So yeah, my mom was paying about $600 a month for the water, bi-monthly, we're in LA, for the water because of all of these leaks. And my mom never knew why. She's like, what's going on? Why is the water so high? But she's thinking it's 4 people in the house, 2 kids, water be running. So she thinks nothing of it. Now we know why the water bill was so high. Mind you, my mom never planned to be a landlord. She never planned to be a property manager. So all y'all talking about, oh, how come there was no inspections? Why she didn't go do any inspections? This was a family favor. It wasn't like that. So no, there was no inspections. of course, whatever. Let me get on with the story. Cousins living here, whatever, everything going fine, whatever. So now 2023, sometime last year, I want to say like maybe August or September, my mom let my cousin know, hey, I'm going to be retiring soon. I don't really want to take care of this property. My mom didn't want to take care of it in any way. Like, she wasn't trying to rent it to a stranger, family. She didn't want to take care of it at all. She like, I want to get rid of this property because she's going to be retiring. She's going to be on a fixed income. She ain't got time to be supporting her niece and her husband and 2 kids, paying a portion of their rent and all their bills. She's not doing it. December of 2023, it's official. My mom officially lets her know, okay, you have 6 months. I'm giving you until June 1st to find a place and be out. June 1st. That's it. My mom fully expected maybe some type of negotiation. Like, if you can't do it, or if you had future plans, or if you had something else that you wanted to do, just let her know. Like, she expected her to come back and like, oh, well, what about, hold on, what about this or what about that? Because we're family. But my cousin said, okay. Mind you, when my mom did let her know, oh, you got to be out by June 1st, she offered to help find a broker, help find the house, find a realtor, find everything that my cousin might have needed. My mom offered to her. She didn't want any of it. She just like, okay, yeah, you want me to be gone? Okay, cool. People, you let your pride get in the way. If you would have just said at the moment that you needed more time, you were not ready, you needed help, this and that, you wouldn't be in the position that you're in. 5 months in, she had 6 months to move. 5 months in the middle of like May, my cousin starts spiraling. Now, these are the details that I'm gonna leave out for now. She starts spiraling and she's all stressed out, this and that. Her sister, my other cousin, obviously, calls me and is like, hey, you have her location. I need you to go check on her. Like, go to wherever she is. She was not at home. Go where she is and like check on her. So at this point, this situation is beyond me. Like, it's above my head. You know how they say stay out of grown folks' business? That was grown folks' business that I was not trying to be in. So at this point, it's above me, but I'm involved. So I call my mom and I'm like, hey, come with me over here because I don't know this address. I don't know who this is. Like, I'm not going to go over here by myself. So my mom comes to my house. We get in the car. We go to this address together. I'm just going to say it was very sketchy area, very sketchy looking property, very sketchy looking people walking around, very sketchy, everything very sketchy. I didn't know I was not trying to be in the situation. Fast forward, because I'm not going to get into those details right now. Just know that situation was another slap in the face. So fast forward, mind you, this is May. She's supposed to be out June 1st. That spiraling lasted for like 2 weeks. At that spiraling moment, she had not found a place yet. So she's still looking for a place, still telling my mom she doesn't want to buy a place. She wants to rent, whatever. Okay, cool. With all of that being said, she needs more time. She's not going to make this June 1st deadline. So she asked my mom. Of course, my mom gladly obliged. She's like, oh yeah, you need more time? Fine, that's fine. Let me know what you want me to do. Like, you seem like you need help. Just tell me what you need. I will help you. She ends up officially moving out like July 19th, middle of July. When she moves out, she ends up texting my mom, not even calling my mom. She texted my mom and was like, hey, we moved out, or like, the movers came, moved all the stuff today. I just wanted to let you know that while we were moving, we broke a valve, or a valve broke, or whatever. There's a leak in the laundry room. She said that a valve broke in the laundry room and that they turned off all the water to the house. So there's no water in the property right now because of this leak. Unbeknownst to all of y'all, I am a nail tech. I was her nail tech. So she had an appointment coming up. I guess she took the opportunity. She brought the keys, the mailbox key, the garage opener, all of that stuff to the nail appointment, and basically just gave it to me to give to my mom. So the last contact that she had with my mom at that point was letting her know that she broke a valve and that the water was off. At this point, she's moved out, but we still haven't seen the house. We plan to all meet up at the house, my mom, my stepdad, and myself, that Saturday. We were all going to the house to assess the damage and see what needed to be replaced, what needed to be repaired. Of course, my mom already knew the surface stuff, cosmetics. It needs to be painted. The carpet needs to be replaced, or the wood floor needed to be installed. Stuff like that was already top of mind. Now, I'm not gonna have time in this video to go into all the details, so I'm gonna do a part 2. The part 2 will just be the damages of the house and all of this and that. All of this drama is not because of the damage to the house. It is because of the disrespect. And I just want that to be known. None of this has to do with damage or money. It has to do with disrespect. Of course, the damage has something to do with it, because without the damage, there would be no disrespect, but it's just how you go about it. When you disrespect somebody and there's space, you can at least take accountability for your actions. You can at least say, you know what? I acknowledge that I fucked the house up. I apologize. I know that I could have done this and I could have done that. I could have done better. I apologize. That's what this is about. Part 2, this is going to be the damages. So like I told you, me, my mom, my stepdad, we come to the house on Saturday. We're there to just assess the damages. We just want to see what needs to be replaced, what needs to be repaired. My mom's already prepared for the cosmetics, the surface level. We already know it needs to be painted, it needs new carpet or wood. One thing that I did not mention in the last video, but still I'm going to bring this back together. I did say part of the arrangement was they're going to pay lower rent and they're responsible for damages. So not anything big, like if the roof caved in, they got to pay for it. But if you put a hole in the wall, patch the hole up. If you scuff the wall, fix the paint or whatever it is, whatever the case may be. If anything is major, call my mom and let her know. So realistically, when you leave, there should be nothing wrong because you should have fixed your own scuffs, and anything that was big, you should have let my mom know. We finally get to the house on Saturday, and what we're expecting to be like a 45-minute walkthrough. We were just going to take some notes like, oh, we need this, we need this, we need this. Turned into a 2-hour show. We were just in awe. Every room, every corner, just in awe. I'm just going to read because it's a lot. So I kind of like wrote the stuff down. I'm just going to read like some of the damages that I remember. First of all, when you come in the front doorknob is just hanging on. I don't know how all of the locks on the bottom floor, it's a 2-story house. All of the locks on the bottom floor windows broken. They're just hanging off. They're dangling. You cannot lock any of the windows. The ceiling in the kitchen, you know what? I can use a little bit of this because I'm in the living room. The ceiling right there, how it's dark, it was like that with the lights on. Like it just looked like a cast of darkness over there. And then that probably had something to do with the grease all over the cabinet. There was holes in multiple doors, holes in multiple walls. This countertop right here, this is a new countertop. So when I told you that, or maybe did I tell you? I don't know. At one point there was a leak in the kitchen and they had to go through the floor. My mom just replaced the floor down here and she had it all repainted down here. So all of this is actually fairly new, or was fairly new. But this countertop, before it was replaced, had a crack. That corner was just missing. Who knows how or why? It was just missing. Oh, you know what? You can actually see there's a hole right there in that door. There's a hole in that door. As you went up the stairs, the banister, I don't know if it was like so dirty that when they cleaned it, the paint came off. I don't know. But when we came on that Saturday, the banister, you could see the wood through the paint. Like there was paint in some areas and there was wood in some areas. Speaking of wood, when you go up the stairs, there was carpet on the stairs. You know, carpet has the padding and then there's the wood. Even the wood was worn down. Like it was worn through the carpet, through the padding, and then the wood was even worn down going up the stairs. Master bathroom, just outside of the shower, there was just black mold. So I don't know if they were getting out of the shower soaking wet or if there was no shower curtain and the water was leaking on the floor. I don't know, but there was black mold in the upstairs master bathroom, which was leaking through here. And there was a big stain on the ceiling. This ceiling alone, just this ceiling cost $1,500 to paint. Just the ceiling. Just the ceiling. $1,500. Okay. Since I brought back the kitchen, you could open the drawers. When you open them, on the side of the drawers, there was so much food and crumbs and drippings. You could, you know, those kids in those commercials, like you could feed a kid for 32 cents. You could feed a kid with the shells on the side of those drawers. The pantry door was just hanging off. It probably had one hinge on it. It was just hanging. It didn't close all the way. It was just there. Pantry door. The air conditioning used to make this really loud sound when you turn it on, like shh. Like, damn, why is the air conditioning so loud? So we checked the filters. Filters look like they had not been changed in all of the 13 years, which is crazy because my mom used to send them air filters, like on a subscription. Just send them the air filters for free. All you had to do was change it. We actually found those air filters in the back closet. So not only did you not change the air filters ever, you didn't even want to like take them with you or throw them away so we don't know you didn't use them. Pretty much all of the light fixtures were broken or damaged in some way. When you go into one of the kids' rooms, you know those bulb lights, those titty lights. It's the bulb and then they got the little thing. Yeah, that was just gone and it was just bulbs just hanging out the ceiling. Weird. When you go into the master bathroom, you know those vanities where it's like 8 bulbs, like nice vanities. People pay a lot of money for those vanities. It's like 8 bulbs on the top. It had 8 different light bulbs. Every single light bulb was a different type of bulb. One of them even changed colors. And I don't mean like on your phone. I mean when you turn the light on, it flashed, it cycled through colors. Like what the fuck is that? In addition to the 8 different light bulbs, I don't know if at some point, I don't know what happened, but there are burn marks above the lights. The ceiling is burnt. It's just black above the lights. I guess maybe the lights were too hot, the bad wattage. I've never seen anything like that in my life, but it was just black burnt on top of the lights in the bathroom. Remember I said that there was a leak down here and the wood floors had to be replaced, blah, 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 whatever, the floors. Brand new wood floors down here, right? There was this square. This is just adhesive square in the middle of the living room. Apparently she had, I don't know, tried to glue her rug down so it didn't slip. Instead of just getting one of those rubber rug stoppers, there was adhesive. It's still on the floor. It can't come up. I mean, we've tried, but it's kind of starting to scrape the floor. So there's just adhesive on the floor, on the new wood floors. Those were new wood floors. Under the kitchen sink, you know, when you go in your cabinets, there's like that platform. Everything, you open a cabinet, it has a bottom. The bottom was completely caved in. You could see the bottom of the house. Toilets were leaking, faucets were leaking. The shower wasn't even leaking. The shower never turned off. The shower literally was running, just constantly running. The shower was always on. Closet doors in the kids' bedrooms were broken, off the tracks, bent up. I don't know, the kids had stickers on the wall. So there's just adhesive and sticky on the wall. My thing is, when you live, maybe it's just me. When I lived in apartments, you pay a deposit. You want to get your deposit back. You do the best that you can. You know you're not going to get it all back, but you do the best that you can to get something back, right? You put something on the wall, you do your best to scrub it off. If you paint, you at least paint the room back white the way that it was. I know when I moved out of my studio apartment, I changed all the light bulbs because I wanted light bulbs that I could change from my phone. So I took the light bulbs out and I put my own light bulbs in. Before I moved out, I went to the office and I told them, hey, I put these light bulbs in. This is the app. Do y'all want me to put y'all light bulbs back or do y'all want to leave it? Because technically that's an upgrade for the next person. And they was like, oh, leave it. I bet you do want me to leave it. That's me helping y'all out. I'm bettering y'all, and y'all is a corporation. I don't give a fuck about y'all. So you can't do that for family? You couldn't do that for your family? You couldn't, a little upgrade here and there for your family? For your fucking self. Don't you want better for yourself? Or you just wanted to live in the rundown bullshit that you was in? You literally could have called and said, hey, auntie, can you fix this? Hey, auntie, I want new this. You want to go half with me on this? Hey, could you do this? You could have done anything, but you didn't. You didn't address anything. And you still haven't. And you haven't thanked anybody, and you haven't apologized to anybody. Let me just add this for context and I'm done. One day, her mom, my aunt, she came to the house while everything was taped up and it looked like we gutted the place. Like everything was just under construction. And she felt the way because it's like, dang, I'm the one that kind of said that you should live here and you done messed this place up. She was better off renting it to a stranger. So my aunt texted in our family group chat and was like, you know, I'm really disappointed. Like, I can't believe you got the house looking like this, blah, blah, blah. And my cousin basically ignored it. She didn't have nothing to say. The next day, my cousin texted me and her sister in a separate group chat and was like, I'm going to address these allegations. Mind you, they're not allegations. It's the full-blown truth. So she calls my mom and she's basically talking to my mom about how her mom is toxic. She's not talking about the house. And my mom's just like, well, whenever you're ready to talk about the house, call me back. Like, I got shit to do. And that was the last time my cousin talked to my mom. And that was in July. So that's why all of this is happening, because you're disrespectful and you haven't thanked my mom for what she did for you. You haven't apologized for what you did to her house. You still haven't talked to, I'm not even going to talk about your mom, whatever. That's between you and your mother. But what you have with my mother, that's my issue with you. So if you want me to shut the fuck up, you know what to do. You know where to find me.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional. Yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Hey, man, listen. Don't let people move into your house, okay? Don't let family, because, you know, then you'll be airing out family business. When, in all reality, if you just let a tenant move in, you can air out their business and sue them. You know, and then you don't break up the family. You absolutely don't break up the family. That's why you don't do business with a lot of friends either. But then again, like, here's the thing. A lot of people like to go buy things with friends, okay? So there's a situation where, say if you went and bought a car with a friend. You went and bought a car with a friend, and then they turned around and the car broke down. Then you'll be mad at the friend, be like, hey man, this car broke down. And you be like, man, well, I mean, parts break down, you just gotta repair it. I'm like, man, I just paid you $5,000. I mean, it is what it is. That might ruin a relationship between you and a friend, but if you do that with a just random stranger, you might be able to take that stranger to court, and it's not a friendship that you'll ever ruin, but it is what it is. So it's always tricky when doing stuff with family, and friends. So I would always advise it, especially like loaning your home out to someone is crazy. I mean, even if it's you're not loaning it, she was renting it, but below market value, you know, is another thing. And then no deposit, no, like there was no reason for her to actually take responsibility for anything that she did in the house. So when her kids and her husband basically just tore up the house, they didn't really care because there was no, they weren't losing anything, and they stayed in it for 13 years. I remember we lived in my grandfather's house for my first years of my elementary school, and we didn't tear the house up. I mean, every time something broke, we had to repair it to live there, and it was just like, well, we repairing it, but at the end of the day, it wasn't even our house. And then when we left, it wasn't like we got to take the stuff with us. Like I remember having to replace the hot water heater and stuff like this, because I remember for a long time we didn't even have hot water. We was having to warm up water on the stove and then put it in the bathtub when I was little, you know. And then or even taking my dad used to clean these office buildings, and one of them had a shower in it. So I remember we used to go there and take showers because it had hot water. Like to talk about pork. Yeah, So, but at the end of the day, we had a place to stay. We had to take care of it. So when we was able to afford a hot water tank, what we did? We went and got a hot water tank. And that's just what it is, man. So, yeah, take it or leave it. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section.